Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Tell It Like It Is podcast. This is part 2. I have Alex with us, and shout out your podcast really quick and your channel.
Hey, okay, so you can you can check out my podcast at the Think Podcast on Instagram and the Think Podcast on YouTube. So I'm actually supposed to be putting the second episode up today. So yay!
My goal is anyone who's active in whatever way, I'm trying to build like panels.
Yeah.
So, my followers can hear you, your followers can hear me.
Right.
And the more we, Voltron come together.
I love it.
Kind of, grow a movement.
Right.
I think there's going to be a social media activist wave. And to me, I think this is the first step. And then the next step is in-person events and festivals and stuff that's already happening, but with more intentionality.
Yes, that with more intention, not just turn, because things get turned into just, oh, this is fun, this is a trend, real fast. That's what happened with Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. What's the deal with Black Lives Matter? Do you think they mismanaged that money?
Yes.
All right. Why don't they just say that? Listen,
because I think it's fun. Look, because honestly, they've been doing not necessarily investigations, but people have been tallying up their donations and what hasn't really been happening for the past couple of years. Mothers of Black martyrs that we've lost over the past few years have spoken out against Black Lives Matter. Hell, me and Derek did a video last year on it, talking about how they had just reported that they had gotten about $100 million in donations, but had nothing to show for it as far as any programs that they claim to be using that money for. And there are a lot of communities. There are a lot of communities with organizations that are really doing the groundwork that are wondering nothing is being done here.
My hope is that they apologize and say, listen, we messed up, but let's try to keep this going, because I think the Black Lives Matter name is very powerful. And I think
the phrase is powerful.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the phrase is powerful.
And if they need help, there's plenty of Black people, there's plenty of Black accountants.
They don't need no help. They don't need no help. They know exactly what they're doing. They have mainstream status now. They have connections with elites.
That's what
celebrities.
I'm saying.
So it's exactly. So, but my thing is that if they were really going to use it for what it was supposed to be, it would have been done. Call me cynical, but I'm not going to, what's the word I'm looking for?
I get the impression there were young people who just kind of started with an idea. Black Lives Matter sounds good. We want things to get better, but they professional with PhDs with a plan, starting a nonprofit. They were more all right, hit and go kind of. And now we have all this money, and so
they knew exactly what they were doing.
But at this point, they can still salvage and grow and be meaningful, it's not too late.
When was Black Lives Matter created?
Wasn't it after Trayvon Martin?
Yes, I was in college at the time. My 10-year graduation will be next year. At the end of the day, they've had more than enough time to do right with the donations that they have, because there are tons of smaller organizations in a lot of inner cities, especially here in Atlanta, that do a lot of groundwork. You mean to tell me that they don't know that? They're not hip to that. They don't know where their money should be going or where to allocate their money.
So this is not going to end well.
Flint hasn't had clean water in how long? In almost a decade. Y'all know where, even if that's the only place they would have sent their money.
That would have helped.
That would have helped something. So it's it's not that they didn't know what they could have done. It's literally the fact that we've seen this time and time again, and they got people off of the symbolism. Exactly. That's what happens. That's what happens when things become mainstream and elitist and take a capitalist role. Now it's a brand. Now it's a hashtag. Now it's something that's tied to Chase Bank or the NFL or whatever, Coca-Cola. Like, no, now it's a business that keeps Black people in line whenever they pay us dust.
What do you think is the most serious issue right now?
With them?
The Black community. Top 3.
Lack of economy, lack of decolonizing, and honestly, capitalism.
How do you feel about Dr. Umar? You like him?
I think he's hilarious. He's entertaining.
That's some good stuff.
He's hilarious. Like he's funny to me. Now, and I say that as a way like, this isn't to say that like I'm like a huge fan, like I stand him, but he makes me laugh.
But most of the things he says are on point.
Most of the things he does says are on point, but I really don't follow him because he's not consistent. It's hard for me to like really follow him or stand by him or him be like the one messenger that I reference all of the time, because he often shows that he doesn't really practice what he preaches, because we still trying to figure out what you doing with your donations, brother. Same with Sean King. So yeah.
So we have a problem. Like, people are taking money for the work and they're not doing it.
Not everybody. Smaller organizations and groundwork people are doing the work. It's just the mainstream people, the celebrities, the people that get the stars in their eyes. Like, it's them. Those are the ones that the masses pay most attention to, because people are just so hypnotized by celebrity culture and symbolism.
I think one of the things that I want to be a part of is community building. Mm-hmm. So that means getting to know your neighbors, getting to know the families around you, getting to know the families in your kids' classrooms,
right?
Getting to know the people in your job around you. Like, there's just too much individualism right now.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Agree with that.
That's the biggest thing. It's really like, all right, like, are we just gonna walk past each other? Like, is this where we're at right now? Like, right. Are we gonna normalize this, or are we gonna tackle this?
Right. I feel like there's still a little bit of sense of that, like in the predominantly Black areas, especially the poor Black areas, because that's just tradition. Culturally, but you're definitely seeing a disconnect with these cities that are being gentrified, and like there is a lot of individualism going on, and people thinking that, you know, them making money and becoming rich themselves, like that's generational wealth. That's not generational wealth. That's not what generational wealth means. That's individual wealth. Generational wealth is literally the overall collective of our group, and we ain't got it.
Right. And if my generation is not gonna get it together, I'm gonna take care of me. Yeah. Worry about them. So.
And that's what sucks. I feel like that's why a lot of conscious people just end up burning out and just being like, I tried. Like, that's Dick Gregory died angry because he got tired of being redundant. Right. You ever watch a Dick Gregory interview when they try to interview him? Snap on motherfuckers. He's tired. He's tired. He's been wanting to see us free forever, and he knew he was going to leave this earth not seeing it.
Yeah, is it possible? Like,
not in this lifetime. I don't believe that.
Are they going to let us go, or are we trying to leave? Like,
who is let us? I ain't no slave. Let us. We got to be the one. I feel like I'm doing my part psychologically. Physically is a whole other thing, but like, let us see that again. That's the mindset too that I feel like needs to shift. Like,
Well, I think you're definitely.
If we keep thinking that these are the people that's gonna give us something, we never gonna get it.
Right, and that's the thing though. A lot of people. Do you work 9 to 5?
No, I'm self-employed.
So a lot of people are still working 9 to 5. So they're like, all right, I can't go too radical with my hair. I can't this, I can't this, I can't that. And like you're saying, you free in the mind and you're working on it. But a lot of people are like, listen, I gotta pay my bills, you know.
I mean, I still have to pay my bills. I still have to I'm a musician. Like I sing for a living. So like I still have to sing for these rich white people. Like, we all have to do what we do to survive. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about seeing our overall state as a community as something that is not ours. Yes, we all still have to operate in this system because not one of us, not even just all of us, can dismantle this. It's cemented right now. We have to break the cement, and it's probably going to take more than just marching and asking for help from white people. They're not going to help. They like this shit.
Right.
They've benefited for so long. Their wealth as a race is high as hell. They're not going to give it to us. You feel me? And it's like, it's going to take a lot more at some point to get the liberation that we want. And we know what it takes to get liberation. Just nobody's willing to do that.
But here's the thing, I'll end with this. I think Black people were afraid.
Yeah.
So I don't think I think if everyone thought like you tomorrow and we were seriously like there, like I think most of us be like, all right, listen, they coming. They're gonna come for us. And I think in the back of most people's mind, they would rather be, you know, trying to appease the white system than to be revolutionary and to be attacked in whether it's politically, economically, or physically. Like, so they're playing along out of fear.
Here's the sad truth. Here's the sad truth. Just like that trauma, that fear was passed down genetically too. And if everybody thought like me, if every Black person around the world thought like me, they'd be ready to go up in arms.
Right.
Because now we got the whole diaspora. We reds. But that's neither here nor there. I believe that the sad truth is that even if one day, this can be long after you and I are gone, even if one day collectively we've gotten all Black people, all African people together, they're going to come after us.
And that's what people...
That is inevitable. You are not going to get your freedom without fighting and or dying for it. That is just the truth.
And
I'm sorry.
Say they're gonna come for us. What does that mean?
I was just going based off of what you said.
But that's what I'm saying. I think most of us, you know, if LeBron James sat down with Denzel Washington, every Black person in Hollywood, every rapper, every Black billionaire, every Black mega millionaire, we all sat down and started doing something, they'll be like, oh, we got a problem. It would be like a huge problem.
Yeah, and that's fine.
But
I mean, look, I'll say it like this, and I'm not gonna say no more. If you still want to live in the system that we once knew, if you still want to, if this is the life, fuck all of the progressive shit, fuck all of the decolonizing that's been done. If you want life to be exactly like how it was and where our minds were and where our communities were, say 25, 30 years ago, all I have to say is just say that. But I'm not that. I'm telling you right now that fear is not going to liberate you.
So I think
because not one American boy was fearful when they were fighting to make this independent country. Not one white person was fearful when they were expanding their manifest destiny to the west side, when they were colonizing Australia, when they were colonizing Africa. They weren't even on the defense. They were just fighting for what they wanted. And what did it take? Violence. I ain't saying people go out there and be violent or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, fear is not going to liberate anybody. At some point, you're going to have to fight for the life you want.
I agree with that. And I think most people are saying, I don't want to fight right now.
That's fine. Then we ain't talking to you then.
I'd rather get my PhD. I'd rather get my $100,000 paying job.
Good.
Live in the white.
Good. Then I would say to them, stay out of the conversation and stay out of the movement, because we need people that are consistent.
We need them.
No, we don't.
No?
No, we don't. Did Harriet Tubman need every Black person she was trying to say? What they say Harriet Tubman did? Pow. No, we don't. No, we don't.
Okay. All right. All right.
I'm sorry.
I'm with
You know,
you.
I mean, that's just the reality. And I mean, I can be cynical, I can be whatever, but like, it's literally just the reality. And again, I'm not going to say that it's wrong. You want to live an integrated life under capitalism, under a societal norm, that is your choice. As a Black person, I respect you. You have autonomy to do that. But when it comes to our movement as Black people that are trying to unite Black people and divest from a system that you can't let go of, you don't have no place over here. Unless you can consistently, I always be losing my words, y'all. Unless you can commit to what we are really trying to do, then there's really nothing to talk about. Enjoy your life. Be an integrationist. That's you. If that's who you are, then just say that. That's you. You're an integrationist who doesn't like racism. Wow. That's it.
Most people want a life of comfort, and mainstream America has promised slow progress to the people who are patient. So we'll guarantee you safety. We'll still do some microaggressions against you, but at the end of the day, you know, we don't want to see you dying in the streets, but it's still going to happen every once in a while, because
it's still going to happen every once in a while, or the government's going to still pass a legislation that's going to disadvantage all of you. You know what I'm saying?
You got to stay loyal.
You're still going to be, right. You're still, if you're poor, you're still going to go through the school to prison pipeline, like all of that stuff, like all of those systems will stay in place. And if you feel like you are most comfortable with not upsetting that, I don't think that we have anything to talk about.
So you're not interested in waking them up?
I mean, I'm interested in it, but I'm not interested in arguing with them. I'm not interested in combating with anybody. I'm not interested in even trying to make people see things in a way that they're not ready to see. Until you're ready to catch up, like, I'm only going to expel as much intellectual labor as I care to, or emotional labor as I care to.
Yeah.
Because honestly, spending too much time trying to help somebody that don't want to be helped is more harmful to you.
Right.
After a while, you have to be willing to cut the cord and let it go.
Right. Thank you for taking the time today.
Thank you, Alexi.
Yeah, you definitely brought the fire, and that's all I want. I want to have real conversation, and you know, I do want to wake people up, and I think I want people to understand. I'm open to someone. I like the way you describe them. I'm trying to find a one word. You know, people who are making do with the world as it is today. That's the vast majority. Most people are not revolutionary or Pan-African diehard. You know, they're somewhere in the middle of, this is injustice, but I got to go to work in the morning. They still work for AT&T. They still want to buy Nikes. They still want to, you know, watch TV.
Right. And then you have people like you and I who, we still have to survive too, but our minds are in a completely different plane. We're trying to find ways out. We're trying to find ways to help. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are a lot of Black people. That's why we're starting to see more small, like I highlighted, you know, Black businesses like Black farms, Black grocery stores. Like, there are more Black people that are trying to help us grow our economy just by simply creating businesses for everyday things, because we're used to buying everyday things and they're all owned by white people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Black farms are almost non-existent. So it's like little things like that, like being sustainable in our own homes, growing our own food, whatever. Like, we're about to see climate change that's going to affect us the most. So it's like we have so many problems in this society that is just compounding, that as Black people, I feel like we don't have time to try to convert or make people. At the end of the day, are you Black? Are you for Black people? Are you for Black liberation? Are you against white supremacy? And that's all we need to talk about. So how are we going to move forward? Do you want to move forward? No, you don't want to ruffle the life that you have? All right, cool. Boom, boom. maybe you can donate some money to our cause or something.
I'll take it.
And then you can be a silent investor or something. But that's all. That's all we need. Just a little bit more structure and more people to be a little bit more objective with what we be talking about, where we're going.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So just so you know, I'm really trying to build that Voltron, you know, having all these voices come together. So I will reach out again, and we can continue to network and grow from there.
Absolutely.
Thank you again. Do you want to leave us with any final words?
Stay black and die.
All right.
That's all you gotta do,
Alex. Yeah, for real, for real.
Thank you.
We'll be in touch.
Thank you, for sure.
All right.